Make sure you tap that bell so you never miss a video. I come from a time when the more straightforward, simple team-based shooters reigned supreme. Games like SOCOM and Battlefield 2 on the PC was amazing back in the day. Battlefield as a game is okay. The gunplay is really solid, and it feels good to get into the gunfights. And in the beta that you guys are seeing here, you guys will get some of those feelings of like, holy shit, I'm in the middle of a firefight in the middle of a street, and it looks real. The graphics in this game are beautiful. The gunplay feels solid enough where you can suppress enemies and then perhaps get a headshot if you're aiming right. There's a lot of things that this game does right. The one thing that I have seen over the years with Battlefield, and it's to me, it's the rise of the casual, and I hate to say it, the console shooter. The guys who will come in, play for a few minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and then get out. And this run and gun mentality, the game has no soul to it. I'm matchmaking in the beta, I'm jumping into games, and I just find myself, okay, we have 6 points that we could potentially cap, and we own 3 of them. I'll just run to D. I'll just run to E. I'll just run to F. Yeah, okay. They're attacking F. Yeah, I'll defend F. Okay, everyone's dead at F. All right, I'll run to E. Like, it's that back and forth. Like, it's just running between points. There's no soul to the game. There's no teamwork. There's no tactics. The game is built to be a Zerg rush with tickets running down until the very end. Those last moments of a round is what I wish the entire game consisted of. When you have people who are very conscious of the respawns and they don't want to spawn in because they're about to lose because they don't have many tickets, those last crucial moments I wish were what the game was actually made of. Teamwork and tactics is what comes into play in the last 2 minutes of a Battlefield title. And that's what I grew up on. Games like Ghost Recon and SOCOM and Battlefield 2. This doesn't have that for 95% of your playtime. And I don't know how you fix it. If you just create a game that's tailored to that, I don't know. That would require a complete stripping of what we all know of Battlefield today, and it would require a complete rebuild of the game and the design at its core. And I don't know if that's viable. I doubt that it's viable. So for me, the game feels good to play, but only in the gunfights and only in your character movement, being able to vault over objects. One thing that I don't like, I don't know what map I was playing, but it looks like Paris or France or something. There's a lot of doors and a lot of buildings that look like they are able to be opened, and they're fucking not. So you're running around, okay, yeah, I've opened a door that's red, and this one isn't. Oh, okay, this one doesn't open? Okay. So you find yourself like running into walls all the time trying to figure out the map because there are so many different ways to go. And I kind of credit that to an amazing design team that can make maps with so many openings and so many routes. But if you're going to do that, make them all open so that there's not a bunch of people just running around trying to navigate through to get to their next point. The biggest design flaw that I'm seeing in this game right now is the fact that I have to back out of a game to customize a weapon. If I have my iron sights on an STG and I want to go and throw another aperture sight or a medium scope on it, I can't do that in game. So if I'm on Narvik and I'm getting shot long range, I'm like, okay, yeah, they're pinning us from here, but I can't get there without range. Well, too fucking bad. And that is a design flaw that shouldn't even be a thing. From somebody like EA and DICE, and I'm actually going to look at DICE on this one. What possessed you to make it like this? It completely contradicts your gameplay philosophy in these longer engagements in Conquest with so many objectives to take across map, but I can't adjust for the playstyle that is going to be needed to make some of those plays. It doesn't make sense to me. And on top of it, you guys have 2 menus for your armory. You have the armory, which basically lets you just look at the guns. And then you have what's called your company, where you then set up all of your weapons for each of the factions, your allies and your axis. Why? Why is that even a thing? Why do we have the armory in the first place? The armory should be what your company is, because that allows you to go in and do upgrades, get your specializations, as well as your attachments and your skins, different spray paints on your guns, as well as your appearance. All of that should be able to be changed in game. I don't understand why you guys opted to go for that route. On top of all of that, they have a system where I can earn credits while playing the game, take those credits, and then buy permanent upgrades for my weapons. Upgrades that consist of faster ADS, faster bullets, more hipfire accuracy. Some things that could be potentially really game-changing in the long run for somebody who has played since day one against somebody who's coming in right off the bat, not having any of that stuff. It's one of those cases of like the rich get richer. You know, the more you play, the more you earn. And while at first glance, a lot of people are probably going to be like, well, yeah, if I put in the time, I should have that stuff. It all comes down to balance. And this is another reason why I brought up games like SOCOM and games like Battlefield 2. The balance was built in those games with the core design in place. So take SOCOM, for example. The SEALs had better weaponry, but when you're playing on a terrorist map, the terrorists had better positioning. So it became a balance of, you guys are coming in with better artillery, but these guys are going guerrilla warfare underground in Death Trap, and they're able to hold hostages with different angles in the darkness. And the design choices is what balanced it. On top of it, a lot of people always ask me about Rainbow Six Siege and why I don't play that anymore. When Rainbow Six came out and it was vanilla, it was it was a hero shooter. At the end of the day, it was a hero shooter, but I felt with the vanilla operators, the game was balanced enough and the game was vanilla enough that your gunplay became the most important thing to you. With the addition of all of these operators and different abilities and gadgets, it drove the game away from your gunplay being the deciding factor to potential gadgets being the deciding factor. And it's the reason why I don't play games like Rainbow Six Siege and Call of Duty Black Ops 4. I played that beta and it was just fucking disgusting. You know what I mean? Like, for somebody like me, I like simple shooters because it means that my skill as a player is the only thing that matters. That's why Counter-Strike is one of the biggest esports titles in the world when we're talking about FPS. Call of Duty wishes it could be on the level of Counter-Strike. It's another reason why I don't really understand why PUBG and Fortnite are doing esports, because there's so much RNG involved. Granted, the people that play that shit religiously, they're skillful players, but the RNG factor to me is just another variable that I'm not a fan of. Battlefield 5 does a lot of things right in its presentation. When I'm running through the streets and I hear a tank down the street around the corner and it's blowing something up, the sound design in this game is absolutely top notch. The graphics are some of the best that I've ever seen in a multiplayer shooter ever. The game looks and feels phenomenal, but the feeling of playing as a squad and capturing an actual objective and doing objective-based gameplay, I think is where this game just seriously falls flat for me. It feels like a Zerg rush, broken out into deaths that take too long to solve as you're laying on the ground, calling out for someone who isn't going to pick you up anyway. It's almost like these changes that they've added where you lay on the ground and call for somebody for 15 seconds directly contradicts with the player base that the game features, because everybody plays it like a casual shooter. And for a long time, I have had the feeling that this isn't the Battlefield game that I grew up with. Even a game like Bad Company, which is one of my favorite Battlefields, probably up there tied with Battlefield 2. Bad Company balanced their unlock system almost perfectly. I loved that game back in the day because it gave newbies a chance to come in and customize their character and still have a fighting chance. The upgrades weren't weren't so overpowered. And I'm not saying they are overpowered here. I'm just saying we haven't had a long enough time with the game to really see the effect of these upgrades over a long period of time. Let me know what you guys think down below. If you guys have played the beta, I want to know. Maybe I'm off base. Maybe I'm just falling out of love with Battlefield. I don't know what it is. I like how the game feels, but I don't like what I'm doing inside of it. If that makes sense to you. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys liked the video, make sure you hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do. We're shooting for 100,000 this year, and we got a lot of shooters to talk about. I am probably going to put up gameplay of Battlefield, the little bit that I'm grabbing from the beta, so you guys can kind of get a sense of the game and some of the stuff that I'm talking about in this video in like a raw, uncut section of gameplay. Let me know what you guys think about that. And leave a comment down below. Let's start a conversation. Thank you guys for watching. Shout out to the subscribers. And I'll see you on the next one.